Olamijuwonlo, Alao-Akala, the APC candidate for Ogbomosho North, South and Oriire Federal Constituency is my guest. And thank you for your time. And quickly here, let's speak about your... Yeah, thank you. You're welcome. Let's speak about your aspiration. For those watching who may not understand the make of your constituency, let's start by understanding your constituency in your state in southwest of Nigeria.
Yeah, my constituency is made up of 3 local governments, Ogbomosho North local government, Ogbomosho South local government, and Oriire local government. Those 3 make up the federal constituency of my local government, which also in turn makes the Oyo North senatorial district, which consists of 13 local governments, and the 3 being Ogbomosho.
Coming into politics for you must be some kind of decision that you may have taken to. Perhaps let's start by understanding what may have informed your love for service for your people.
What really got me involved in politics was my dad being a politician, and I followed his footsteps. In following his footsteps, I got fully involved way back years ago when he started his campaign as local government chairman. That was when I started with the love for politics. And I started following up and down. And I love politics because of the humanitarian part of politics, the day-to-day human communication, having to talk to people every day, talking to people and listening to people. That made me also love politics, because politics is more about interaction, talking to people, understanding their needs and their wants.
Talking to people is very instructive here, and you've been going around your constituency. What's the conversation like when you engage your people?
Like I said, I have 3 constituencies, 3 local government in my constituency. So the conversation is different based on the area. Oriire local government is more of an Nigerian local government. Nigerian meaning that it's more of farming, and it's more of, like, for example, in Oriire local government, we have over 600 villages, 600 settlements in Oriire village, in Oriire local government alone. So you cannot compare their needs and wants or what we discussed there compared to the town. Like, for example, in Oriire local government, where I went to last week for most of my campaigns, you will notice that this cash issue is it's kind of a big issue for them compared to those in the city here. Motion North and South is more of the city than compared to Oriire local government. So the talks are different because in the 3 local government, depending on which government I am, the talks are totally different.
Now, let's talk about some of the key concerns. When you go into the National Assembly, you'll be representing your people, and speaking of which, understanding what the key agitations are. Speak to us, because this is not the executive arm of government. It is the most important aspect of our democracy, which is lawmaking. How much of understanding do you and your people have, knowing full well that when you get there, there are some limits to what they will be demanding of you?
Thank you so much. That is one of the major issues in parliamentary. A lot of people, especially in the grassroots, always request a lot of things from parliamentarians. They always want you to do a lot of things which are meant for the executive. And having been a local government chairman before, I understand both are different. And being a local government chairman has given me the prerequisites to fight and want to make sure that there's total and pure autonomy. Because in Nigeria now, we focus on majorly the wrong thing, let me put it that way. We focus on, the presidency on one man, which I think is not fair on that man. Because normally what we do is, we're supposed to practice 3 tiers of government: federal, state, and local government. But so for some reason, the local government is totally dead. And local government is the direct contact with the people. So one of the things I want to fight in the parliament, they passed the law in the National Assembly. For some reason, it stops at the state level. So one of the things I want to fight for when I get up my people is find a way we can go around that autonomy and make sure that autonomy is passed. Because the direct contact with the people is the local government. There's nothing the president does not even understand the needs of my people in Ogbomosho North. The president doesn't understand why people in the Oriire local government who understand their needs is that councillor or their local government chairman, which is known as mayor. For example, I was watching the program earlier about the State of Union of South Africa. You heard the president saying, I agree the mayor, which is like local government chairman. That's how important the local government chairman is supposed to be. But for some reason, the local government has been so bastardized, has been brought down to I don't understand. I was also local government chairman, so I understand what I'm saying about local government chairman not functioning at all. And that is the direct contact with the people. Like, for example, like what you said, they expect me, when being an House of Rep member, they expect me to do roads, they expect me to do boreholes, they expect me to give them lights. And those things are not what I ought to be doing. I ought to be passing rules or policies to make sure that life is easy for them. And all those things they're asking of me is the job of the local government chairman, not even the state governor. It's the job of the local government chairman. But for some reason, that has been brought down to nothing.
You know, like listening to you, I want to say it is the dawn of a new day in our democracy, because I've actually spoken to a lot of local government chairpersons, and for the first time, I'm getting to listen to someone who was once a local government chairman and tell me that things can be better. For everyone I've spoken to, they still think that there was nothing as an interference from the state. Now, let's talk more about some of the key things you just watched and highlighted from looking at what's happening in South Africa. Your people should also get enlightened and educated. Is this something that you are also considering when you get into office? Perhaps speak to us on your plans for your people when you get into Nigeria's House of Representatives.
My plans for my people, like I said, is to pass laws that will make life easy for them. Pass laws that will make sure that education and the federal education is really brought down to my people. Like, for example, I have a 7-point agenda, which education is part of it. And that education is bringing education down really to the grassroots. A lot of villages I went to, like I said, the Oriire local government, I had over 600 settlements and villages, and I've been to a lot of them. And most of them we went to, they don't have schools. Like you can see, like 7 communities sharing one classroom, 8 communities sharing one classroom. That shouldn't be so. Even to the basic needs, every child, and there's a law in Nigeria that says that it's compulsory for every child to be educated to basic level. It's compulsory. So if there's no classroom, if there's no place for them to go to school, it will be difficult for them to go to school. The distance between the classroom and their settlement is not like 20 minutes. It's like 1 hour, 30 minutes. It's like 1 hour through bikes, through plantations, and through things to get there. So those kind of things shouldn't be. And for example, they vote in that place. Well, all the time they vote. That means INEC. That means INEC gets there. That means the federal government knows of their existence. So why do they even go to those places because of classroom? So what my representation is making sure that they are properly seen by the government. And seen by the government means they are properly getting the amenities they need by the government. Making sure that they are put on the map. That's for education and also for women, for rural health. When I was a government chairman, like I said, I know what 500 naira means. 500 naira. Some women, when they give birth, all they need is just 500 naira to go home. 500 naira. Some need just 400 naira to go home. That's all they need. As
little as that.
As little as that. As little as that, my brother. As little as that. See, becoming a local government chairman, it opened a lot of doors. Made me understand how the grassroots really live and how they really need to be represented. They don't need to be represented by someone that will just come and bamboozle them. They need to be represented truly and fairly, because these people really need true representation. For example, like I said, 500 naira just to go home, just to leave the hospital and go home. She needs 500 naira because she needs to buy basic things for the child. She needs to buy pampers, and those things are just 200 naira, 100 naira, 400 naira. So she needs like 500 naira to leave the hospital to go home. All these things, government should make it available. Once you give birth in the federal medical center, the hospital should automatically give you. Why are they not giving it? Why is it stopped? Are they giving it? Is it getting them or not? So those are the things I want to go and represent them and make sure that those things are getting to them. So the women that are giving birth, because it's unfair on them, and you give birth, and you still be needing family now to go in a federal medical center.
Grassroots listening to you, grassroots governance is the democracy. You have to be close.
It is the democracy.
It is the democracy, and I'm happy you said something about councillors and chairmen and women, because now tell us how enlightened are the people in understanding when people campaign, they must engage these same people and learn to listen well and not go for what we have always saying, talking about money-based politicking.
Exactly. See, that's the thing. We need to create back our middle class. Increasing our middle class, we take a lot of people off the street, and doing that, we reduce the money politics. Why? Because a lot of people are hungry. A lot of people are hungry, my brother. You can never remove that fact. I go to places to campaign and I'm just shaking my head. I'll say this in my language and I'll say it in English back. I did go for meaning, give me money or you want me to vote for you. So I'll vote for you, don't give me money. So you see, that's like telling me that give me money for me to vote for you. You get, so the people need to really orientate it. Let them understand that. So, but before you orientate those people, you cannot orientate hungry people. You can't orientate hungry people. They are hungry. You cannot remove that fact from me that they are hungry. You get, so someone that is filled up will not tell you from alone that they want to say like, give me money. Someone that is filled up won't tell you that. You get, but someone that is filled up will ask you, what do you have for me in terms of your manifesto? What do you have for me in terms of what you are going through? But these people are hungry. So for we have to deal with that hunger. And how do we deal with that hunger? It's still making sure that these 3 tiers of government work. Everything still falls back to making the system work. When the system works, there's a lot of engagement. When the government works here, what happens is that there's a lot of infrastructural work, a lot of labor work. A lot of these boys that they are doing, that you guys call the real boys, I call them my friends, that are doing, that are costing money right now, that are costing people that live for money, who have many jobs to do, they have liberal jobs to do, they have supply jobs to do, they have things to do with the local government, they have things to do, there's a lot of flow for them to have enough cash to feed. And the average human is proud. The average human is proud. If the average human is enough, if he can feed himself and his family, he would rather stay put than come and say, hey, give me money. But to stop that money politics, we first of all need to solve that hunger.
Okay, Olamijuwonlo, just give me a moment. I'll come back to you. When I do come back, I also want to ask you, you cannot come on the show without asking about a fine gentleman, your father, and tell us what you've been able to learn from him. When I come back, just let me quickly go back and recap what's happening in South Africa, because the president of the country of South Africa is by now still addressing the joint session of Parliament, and quite a lot he's been speaking of, talking about the power crisis. He's also said he wants some form of urgency in governance. Well, for some, they think that that's a big criticism on his own government that he's running, talking about policies and plans that take too long to get implemented. That's one of the key things Ramaphosa is worried about. He also says infrastructure projects worth 232 billion rands are under construction, and 4 billion rand of them have been completed. There needs to be urgency in fixing crumbling towns in many parts of rural South Africa, and as well as in some settlements where roads aren't fit for use and water and power systems simply don't work. Well, you can actually catch up with more on our website, newscentral.africa, to follow up on what's happening in South Africa. But here, still on Politics HQ, my guest is Olamijuwonlo Alao-Akala, who's son of the former governor of the state. And I did say I was going to ask him about his father, a fine gentleman who was governor of Oyo State. Speak to us, when you go out speaking to the people, how much of goodwill do you get from your father when you speak to your constituents?
You don't want to know, because the only thing keeping me going is goodwill. That's what's keeping me going. Because, like I said, even as far as the villages I go to villages whereby they tell me the only politician they've ever seen was my father. Has been there to campaign. He's the only politician they've ever seen. Everywhere I go to, just tell me, you know what, just want to see you go. We'll vote for you to your father. the only poll we have here, your father did it. The only road got here, your father did it. The only this that we have here, your father did it. The only thing we have here, your father did it. There's nowhere I went to apply for campaign that I don't, his good is not speaking for me. There's nowhere. Nowhere. There's nowhere I go to since I started my campaign. Like, it has been an emotional roller coaster for me because every day there's no day I don't almost get to tears. Because anywhere I go to, just think about your father did this, your father did this, your father did this, your father did this.
And last year was
it's a very large.
and last year was, I meant to say last month was the first anniversary of his death. How much do you miss your father?
Yeah, I miss him so much because then again, it's two ways. A lot of things I'm doing now for my campaign and things I'm doing, like, I wish he was here right now because it's like my major campaign and he's not here. So I wish he was here to don't do this, do that, do that. But then again, it's a learning process for me. So I'm glad, but then again, I'm not glad. It's just
So let me quickly bring in this. Some will say you're privileged in Nigerian. So does this all, even though your father is gone, you miss him, do you also think of the orphans, the less privileged, who are not as privileged as yourself? Should you get elected, are there plans to help the orphans specifically?
I've always been doing it. Even before getting to office, I've always been going to orphanages, doing orphanage things. I have orphanages in my employment. I've always been doing it. It's a regular thing for me. I've got to do with my governance or my political career. It's like a lifetime goal it's like an Alao-Akala thing. So it's nothing to do with my governance or my political life. I've always, like I said, helping people and talking to people was one thing that I won't put me into politics. Seeing how I can help people on a larger scale. And now I can meet up on a larger scale for people's needs and wants generally.
So, for your presidential candidate, tell us how you feel about your presidential candidate and the coming elections.
I feel optimistic about him, and I'm sure he's up to the task, and he can get the work done. He has antecedents. He has done things in the past, both in governance and politics. He has proven himself, both as senator, as governor, and as a political leader. He has proven himself, and I'm very optimistic about his leadership. And I'm sure he has a lot to offer Nigerians when he gets as the president of the country.
Olamijuwonlo, I hope you pardon me the way sometimes your name can be a little bit hard for me. But
you always get it properly.
Thank you. I was going to ask if I'm doing well with that. So I'd like to thank you for your time, and I wish you well in your aspiration. Many thanks for being here on Politics HQ.